on the annual cycle tie into the practice of meditation, solstice, and certain rituals that we were taught were done around this time of year?
In psychology, there is a module, for a better word, that's called reconditioning therapy. Reconditioning therapy, meaning these are therapeutic measures involving, psychoanalysis and psychotherapy, right? Hypnotic therapy and therapy talk and things of that nature, right? To change people's behavioral responses from negative responses to healthy responses. You with me? Mm-hmm. And that's what meditation is really about. In other words, the Western world has been sold, a cheap, bag of produce. In other words, they promote meditation as tools for relaxation, unwinding, feeling good. Maybe growing some more, white. Brain cells and more gray, brain gray cells, which is fine. You want to be a little smarter. But the thing is that to get that mindfulness and the great benefits of meditation is to use it to rehabilitate your psyche, your soul. You see that? To rise above the anger, the fear, the worry, the grief. These things are damaging to your well-being, and it's very easy to eliminate all of these. You see, stress responses and fear and worry. You can eliminate this from your life and become, raise your IQ to 200, above the chart. You see that through meditation. That's how I was able to write over 40 books. You see, in 49 years. You understand that? Okay, through meditation. Okay, that's how I was able to recover the knowledge that is in my books and things of that nature. Because there's not a single man or woman living that could say that I studied, the Metu Neter with them, or Kabbalah with them, or meditation. I learned it from within, going within. And the key to that inner kingdom is meditation, going within, drawing consciousness into the spirit. The thing here is that the most important use of meditation is to recondition your responses to the challenges of life. You see that? So that because you see, you cannot avoid challenges. Everybody's going to have stuff coming their ways. You cannot avoid it. But you can control and decide how you're going to respond to the challenges. You break a leg, cancer, a loved one dies. You're not going to get away from those things, but you can respond in a manner that will protect your health, your brain, intelligence, and help you to keep on pushing on. And not only is the technique, it's also the time of the day, and more important, the time of the month and the time of the years, or the time of the month, right? Which is the most important time to meditate, to recondition your soul, your psyche, is the months of December and January. You see that? Because your psyche, your soul is the receptor of the benefit of meditation. That's where your conditioning, is stored in your soul, or what psychologists call the psyche. The psyche and the soul are the same thing. You with me? Okay? So your behavior response comes from your psyche, from your soul. And once it is programmed, its biggest program is in December and January. Whether you intentionally program it through meditation or you were just simply walking around, affirming nonsense, like, oh, I can't help life, you cannot help, you're going to die someday, so why try to stop drinking? You're affirming negative conditions it's most harmful in December and January. Come February, the soul, meaning the psyche, is now on a on a trip to make those seeds that you sowed in December and January outward reality in your life. Yeah.
True.
So if you know what time it is, when December and January come around, you are going to dedicate the major part of your day and night to meditating, to putting the seeds, planting the seeds, and preparing the psyche to manifest these things, moving from between February and, September of the year.
So, Shechem, what I hear you saying is that we could do the exact same thing as far as affirmation, trying to think positive, trying to have a positive mindset. And depending on what time of year we did it, we would get different effects.
Exactly. So you can make minor changes in your life any time of the year. You can see that. Okay? But for you to make major changes, you see that. Let's say you have a very bad habit of procrastination or anger or worry or fear, very bad, then you need to really sow, the seeds, meaning the affirmations of truth in December and January. You see that. Otherwise, because the psyche, any other time, the psyche is busy on a different task.
True.
You see that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So we have some questions coming in already. I'm just going to put this one up. This is Jason Lamar Walker. He said, also, can the AAS winter solstice practice be performed with diverse indigenous groups native to this land? And how can we use it to further, our social political agenda to help heal people and our planet?
Wonderful question, Lamar. Wonderful question. If we pay attention, we're going to find that the major religious holy days around the world occur around November and December. You see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because from the memory of ancient, teachings and societies, the knowledge came down that this is the time of the year where religious ceremonies, spiritual ceremonies are most effective. And, if we go into researching the Amerindians in North America, the Chiricahua people and the Sioux and so forth, we will find that at this time of the year, they also have their major religious ceremonies. You see that? Okay? The way we package the teaching, we made it, religious, so that you can, take the material that we're teaching, whether you are Buddhist, or Christian or Muslim, or Chiricahua, and so forth, and you can meditate together. Okay? Socio-political agenda. Okay. One of the laws, one of the parts of your spirit is Ma'at, which is responsible for the orderly, functions of your physical body, your mind, your psyche, and your spirit. You see that? And so order is imposed from within you. You see that? In other words, if you want to discipline your person, if you want to, you got to do it through meditation. You got to implant the information of orderly, conduct. You got to bring it into the mind and the soul through meditation, and let it go out from there. You see that? Okay, you cannot. And if you want to bring about order in the socio-political arena, you have to spiritualize the people. Let me give you an example, right? You do not research, you're going to find that when you meditate effectively, you get a high that permeates you and make you feel very good, because your meditation leads to the generation. If you meditate long enough and effective enough, your body will begin to to secrete its own natural opiates, which is the natural and correct, opiates that you need. You see that? And this is one of the way that the ancient people were able to help their people, avoid stress, protect their brains, protect their lives. You see that? And because man needs that, man needs to experience that opiate state. And when you do not stimulate through meditation, then you seek it through drugs. And, and also extreme behavior that, leads to a hypersecretion of your opiates and things of that nature. You see that? Okay? So part of the problem today in the world, that fentanyl and those dangerous drugs, there's a question you got to ask yourself. The people who are doing drugs, the fentanyl and these dangerous opiates, they're well-educated people. They know better. But they cannot control themselves because they don't have that inner center of control we call ma'at, activated within them. You see, if you tell you say that ma'at means order, it means law. Okay, they don't not go the next step. Well, how where does this law come from? It doesn't come from outside of you. There's a law. There's a center of law within your being. And once that center is awakened, you automatically act in a manner that is conducive to your well-being.